So as the Euros complete the first round of games, the Premier League fixtures for next season have been released, and it's pretty intriguing. Maresca and the boys have a decent fixture in front of them, and I can't wait for the next season to start. Hopefully our squad will be stronger by the time August arrives. Anyways, I've only just had a quick glance at the fixtures, so what I'll do is go over each month and give a quick unprofessional analysis of next season's journey. Let's dive in. So August we start with Man City. I don't know when the last time this happened, but Chelsea going against Man City is pretty awesome. Well, we drew most of our games with them last season and then lost in the FA Cup, was it? Yeah. But anyways, it's pretty interesting because we have Pep versus Diet Pep. But hopefully the preseason is good enough for Maresca to figure out how he's going to take down Man City. And I don't even know if this is at the Etihad. I think this is at Stamford Bridge. Ooh, it's going to be at Stamford Bridge. That's going to be awesome. Otherwise, after that, we face Wolves and then Crystal Palace. August looks pretty tough. Wolves did the double over us last season, and Crystal Palace, even though we also did the double over them, I believe, they still were not that easy to defeat, and they're getting up there. September, we got Bournemouth, West Ham, and Brighton. After the first, month of being a little bit tough, the second month seems okay. We can defeat Bournemouth, but we shouldn't overlook West Ham because West Ham, of course, is a derby and we have a pretty complex history with them. Then we have Brighton. We'll see who their new coach is by the time, and we'll see if, they're going to be another tough team to beat. Definitely De Zerbi won't be there. Then when we go into October, we face Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, and Newcastle. Wow, that is already looking tougher than August. We should be able to defeat Nottingham Forest, but then we face Liverpool and then Newcastle. Liverpool, hopefully Arne Slot has not settled, and so we should be able to even get a draw from them. Newcastle, it's pretty complicated, but we can actually defeat them. Then as we go into the month of November, we face Man United, Arsenal, Leicester, and then Aston Villa. The months just keep getting tougher and tougher. Hopefully by this time we should be decently placed on the table, because we know that Man United, it can go either way. Arsenal, we have to get some sort of revenge against them, especially at home at Stamford Bridge. Leicester, we should be able to defeat, and Aston Villa is also going to be another tricky one. When we move to December, we have Southampton, Tottenham, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, and Ipswich. Well, that month seems pretty easy. The only one, of course, would be Tottenham, but then Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Southampton, we should be able to get at least a maximum of at least 15 points in the month of December. January comes, the new year comes, and we face Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, and then again Man City. So we started the second half and we're kind of going back to the exact same clubs. Me at the beginning of the season. January should be a little bit tough. We've got Crystal Palace, Wolves, and Man City. And this time we are only playing Bournemouth and Wolves at home. Man City is going to be at the Etihad. And at Crystal Palace too. February comes and we got West Ham, Brighton, Aston Villa, and Southampton. That shouldn't be pretty bad. We should be able to at least win most of our games there. Then we're moving to March and we got Leicester and Arsenal. That's going to be interesting, and I'm sure by this time we may have advanced in the Carabao Cup or in the FA Cup, and we would be deep. Hopefully we would be deep into the Conference League, and we should at least be winning that. We should actually win that so that we can say we've collected almost every club, every cup in Europe. April comes and we're reaching the end of the season, and now we have Tottenham, Brentford, Ipswich, Fulham, and Everton. That should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We should be riding on points by then, and then by the time we get towards the end of the season, we are finishing in a pretty tough schedule. We're facing Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and then at the end of the season, we face Nottingham Forest. By the time May comes, hopefully we are pretty much set high on the table, so that even if we mess up and slip against Liverpool, Man United, and Newcastle, even if we drew against all three and came out with a victory against Nottingham Forest, hopefully by that time we should be in the top four, fighting to get into the top four. And by that time, hopefully the Conference League, we should be like in the semi-finals or semi-finals by that time. Oh, finals actually by May. And, hopefully we'll see if we actually could win the League Cup and the FA Cup. But anyways, looking at the list, May is going to be tough. The beginning is going to be pretty easy. Hopefully we'll do better this season. And yeah, that's my analysis. It looks like our fixture is doing well. What do you think?
As we don't have the capacity